Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sunny, and the other two
Sure.
nerds that make up this round table are Manny and Frank. And guess what today is, fellers?
Hump day?
Number 100.
That's right, number 100.
Can you hear my
Bust out the air horns.
That's right. The series 3 of Three Nerds have surpassed whatever we've done in the past, and we are at 100 episodes for this series. Technically, we're I think closer to like 140, but this is our consecutively done 100 episodes.
I think we did what,
consecutive?
20 something and then 30 something.
Not 30 something. It was like it
26.
was like 20 something, 20 something. But yeah, we've had some highs, some lows, some arguments, some stuff that we agreed on, but yet still found a way to not accept our opinions. Some great moments. Ranch water, obviously.
Blue milk.
The blue milk. Me always just plugging Shutter because I do love Shutter. I generally do love Shutter, but if someone's listening, just one episode. You don't have to pay us. Just give us like a month subscription. And
Wait, that is paying us.
Shut up. They don't
If
know
you
that.
guys service Ireland, we have somebody out there.
Hey, yeah, let us know.
Tell
just
us friends.
saying something. Just we love you, Shutter. Well, I love you, Shutter. Right, 100%. But yeah, I mean, no, we don't have anything planned special for this episode. Maybe later when we have more time to organize. It's been a busy 2 weeks for everyone. But yeah, guys, 100 episodes. Come far, boys.
I got a new mic for this episode. Does that count?
Yeah, it does. Frank sounds good.
Using a new mic.
Yeah,
so.
he's using a new mic himself.
Look at that.
And I'm still here with a busted old camera that doesn't work. So
We still got the mic though.
Oh yeah, so it all
Yeah.
works, baby.
And I could imagine the lights behind you too.
Yeah, it's my
You got
staple now.
Blue or purple or what you got?
Whatever I'm feeling in the mood for,
Whatever the
Randy.
mood takes you, baby.
That's right. So sit back and relax.
The
We
steely
take you on
pipes
nice
of
Jersey.
Anthony Palos.
Mm-hmm.
Take us home,
Sunny
Daddy.
Vibes 2.0.
But
Wow.
yeah, this would have been out last week, but I just felt that we all had to be on this episode for the 100th. So we were delayed by a week, but we are back. We will be talking about the 2 episodes of Moon Knight that are currently out on Disney Plus. And we'll do our thing. We got some nerd outs to catch up on and stuff like that. So we've got a couple news pieces. So let's just dive right into it. But before that, Manny and Frank, we hung out at Frank's house today for a little get together.
Yes,
And I actually introduced him to the actual ranch water that I've been drinking for the past couple of weeks here on the show. And what do you guys think about it? There it is. The Prickly Prayer. Hey, ding.
Oh, if
Nice
we
free
get Shutter and Ranch Water, then that would
You know,
complete
don't
our
even play with me. That would be the happiest day of my life.
advertisement circle.
So I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
It's not as bad as I thought. But if I see this in the aisle and there's another seltzer I like, I probably will go with the other seltzer.
Sure, that's fair.
But if you bring some ranch water to this party that we hang out to, you best believe I'm taking some ranch water.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
It's
So you're not
refreshing.
against drinking it, but you might not buy it right away.
I won't buy it, but if Sonny's bringing it, I'm drinking it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too.
So thank you, Frank, for your for your input review on that. Yes, yes.
That's my typical review.
What he said.
Yes.
Yes. So we should begin with the news.
I think Ranch Water is your ally.
I was bathed in it.
Prickly peared by it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I remember the plums were in my hands.
Do you like the original or the pear better? Manny.
I'm gonna say the pear.
Pear.
Nice.
What does original even taste like? Like, what is the lime or something?
Like the original.
Dirt water.
Dirt water.
But
Okay.
fancy dirt water in a
I think I
can.
got it.
Fancy dirt water in a can, exactly. Frank, I don't think you finished yours.
No, I didn't. I got distracted, and then I didn't think it was that good. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll never introduce you to anything ever again.
Next time I'll make you proud.
No, you won't.
No.
Liar.
No, I will.
But
I
anywho.
pledged to drink more than you did. How about
that? Good luck with that one. Well, I guess we just get into boys. I'll go ahead with my first piece of news. I believe it was last week that some people on Twitter started to bring to light, I guess, that Disney has gone back and started to edit out some scenes or re-editing certain scenes from their television shows, the Marvel TV stuff they put on Plus. Yeah. Most notably on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Some scenes where someone was shot with their eyes open and in a pool of blood behind their body has been edited out to be the guy has his eyes closed and there's no blood. It's like these weird little touches of like, well, it's too graphic. Then why did you improve in the first place?
What's weird is like, why fix it now when almost nobody's gonna watch it right now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like whatever the huge numbers have already passed. People who go watch it are those who are like, well, I'm bored. I'm just gonna watch this episode or watch that episode. Yeah. And I don't know if they fixed it or not or what's going on with it. But if you were to watch, because recently Disney put up the Marvel Netflix shows onto Plus, they got the rights back. At the end of Luke Cage, and I think.
Hold on, did you call it Plus?
Plus, Disney Plus, yeah.
I heard the Plus.
Yeah, the Plus.
It's a plus.
It's a plus.
T plus.
At the end of one of the episodes of like, or the season or whatever it is, of Luke Cage and Punisher, that was around the time that Stan Lee died. So Disney, I mean Netflix, crammed in, just little title screen saying, rest in peace, Stan Lee, or in memory of Stan Lee, whatever. Because it happened the day of. Like, oh, we have to put something out because it's Stan Lee. Disney has apparently gone out and taken those out of the show.
Out of both of them, I think it's still in Jessica Jones.
Yeah, it's in Jessica Jones and I think something else, but they took it out of Punisher and one other show, and it's just a black title screen now.
Are they saying because he had nothing to do with those?
I don't know. I don't know if it was an error or what, but that was just something that people call them out on, and the whole editing things out, and like again, like not even like major issues or anything, like these small weird things, like it's just it's weird. And
I heard. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I'm just.
Are you sure it's taken out of Jessica Jones?
Not Jessica Jones. That one was kept. It was. I know it was Punisher, for sure. And there was one other show.
So Luke Cage, they took out in memory of someone that was on.
Yes,
I think like a producer, and they took that one out.
Yes, yeah. I think that's what I was thinking about too. Yeah.
Maybe they don't like that guy anymore.
I hope. Jesus. Unless he's a bad person, sure. But I mean, I don't think he was. I think he's decent guy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. We've seen this before with like Lucas with his special edition Star Wars and adding in stuff and all that kind of stuff. Some for the better, some for the worst. But I don't understand Disney sometimes. I know this is their brand and they want to say kid friendly, but why would you approve it in the first place?
Yeah. I heard that they took out certain jokes, like out of The Simpsons, maybe.
Well, yeah,
like a while back, because they're no longer culturally nice or PC anymore.
I mean, those first, I think, like what was it, 8 seasons were masterful. They were great. They still hold up. Like I watch on TV sometimes. It's on FX Plus or FXX, something like that. And like I'm catching myself laughing out loud on those like first originally 8 seasons.
Oh yeah.
And like it was genuinely smart show. So I can
That's when
totally.
they had like O'Brien and stuff, right?
Yeah, they had that whole OG crew in there. And
It was good stuff.
I can definitely see them going back like, ooh, that's not age well. Take it out.
Yeah. Well, thank God they don't own the rights to South Park.
You're
You
like,
couldn't even
cancel
put the damn show on.
Yeah. cancel it all.
They're like, just the intro. That's all we got.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, about going back and taking things out. Because, I mean, that was a little capsule of time that we grew up in. And like, oh, it didn't happen. Or, oh, this, change this, or take that joke
That
out,
is
or
weird,
edit
yeah.
this thing. It's weird. I'm not up in arms or infuriated, or enraged, but it could happen one day where they just take out a whole character or a whole scene that made the movie. It's like, nope, never mind.
Or like,
you get it again.
Or like a poo or something. Like
Yeah.
take out the entire character or something.
Yeah, which they did.
They did?
He's not a character anymore on the show.
What?
From what I
On what
understand.
show?
But out of the
Oh,
episodes,
Boo?
no?
Yeah. From what I understand, I haven't watched a long time, but yeah, I think he's been gone for a while now. So.
Oh, you mean the new stuff though?
Yeah, and yeah, and who knows if he'll even be in the old stuff moving forward? Who knows? Again, this is a slippery slope where they can just be like, "Well, we own it, we do whatever we want with it." But with DVDs pretty much dead, Blu-rays are pretty much extinct, and everything. There's no really way to get that original thing again because they own it. And that's it.
Especially if it was like original content, like
right.
Captain
exactly.
Winter Soldier was never available any other way.
Yeah, that's the only way to get it. So
I don't think I would ever notice. Like if you showed me that scene 10 times, I don't think I'd notice. Like that it changed or whatever. Unless it looks silly or stupid or something.
Sure. I think if you I think it would make you think. You're like, wait a minute, because the show wasn't brutal, but it did have brutal moments where like, ooh, that was kind of like, oh, for Disney show, this is pretty interesting that they would do it. I don't know, like imagine the U.S. agent using shield to beat someone to death. They just like cut that out completely. You know what I mean? Just like, like it's like I remember this being a little more grittier than it was before, kind of thing. Maybe not exactly know where, but just like this feels a little more toned down, and I don't know why it feels weird all of a sudden.
Yeah.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how you blah, blah, blah. I don't know how you guys feel about it, or if you care or whatever. But
I kind of care, but I'm not like up in arms like you.
Yeah,
same kind of feeling, but depends. I don't know what they cut, right? Like
yeah. I mean, it's really easy not to care about something that you were okay with or maybe weren't the biggest fan of, but it's something you love, and they go, "Haha, screw you," and then it might change your mind real fast. So
yeah,
see how it goes. But I just thought that was interesting to bring up because I think again it's something to keep an eye on it and see what else they do in the future. So
yeah, and some of the edits just seem random. It's like, why?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just
why'd
like
you even do that then? That was kind of
like,
waste.
like we were bored. We had interns. We had to pay them, so we just told them to take them out.
Yeah.
But that's it for my news. I haven't really been able to keep up with the news, but I don't think anything really caught my eye. So it is what it is.
Same here.
Okay.
Yeah. You got anything for Frank?
I have one. I heard that Bill Skarsgård is going to be the Crow. Did you guys hear about that?
Actually, I'm glad you brought this up. Yes, I did. Took a screenshot of something. You can continue while I bring it up.
Okay. That's like the the end of it. What I was going to really say is that do you guys care, A, and B, were you a fan of the original Crow?
Yes to both.
So you care and you're a fan of the original. Okay.
Correct. Yes. I even like part 3.
Oh shit! I forgot. There's like multiple.
Part 3. He didn't even get out of part 2.
Which one's the one with Furlong? Second or third?
I think it was. I want to say second.
I have this weird blur of renting it and watching it and then forgetting it ever existed ever again.
Yeah, yeah. That's
it's just like right crazy. Yeah. It was like, wow. Okay.
So, excuse me. If I sound a little nasally, and everything. I love dogs, but their fur does not love me, so I'm a little congested up in the little backed up.
Uh-oh. Penny Pooh got you sick.
Yeah. I have allergies to dogs, and that's why I have to find a certain dog that is allergenic or just suffer for the rest of my life.
Doesn't shed much and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you're asking that. Okay.
Yeah. So to follow up on your piece, because I guess this can be part of my news too. The new reboot, the new whatever this is, whatever it is, it's had a lot of problems. It's been trying to get off the ground for years. The directors come and go, and lead actors go. So I just want to read you the list of all the previous people who were slated to play the main character in Crow. Jason Momoa, Tom Hiddleston, Jake Hudson, Luke Evans, Bradley Cooper, and Norman Reedus.
Jeez.
Yeah, all those guys were at one point to do it, and then production took too long and they dropped out.
I could see Reedus.
Yeah, I can see a version of that.
Momoa, I think, would be like a bad guy, like the main bad guy.
I can see him. Yeah.
I thought you said these were all actors that were casted for the main character.
Yeah, main character Crow. Oh, I forgot the guy's name, but I just call him Crow.
Eric Draven.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I saw that, but I remember.
But it's good.
I actually, what's funny is like I went to a kid's birthday party around like Ellie's age, and the kid wanted to watch The Crow with all his buddies there, so we were watching The Crow. We're like 8 years old. It's like not something we should be watching. So there we were at the party watching it.
Yeah. And if you may or may not know, the lead actor in the originals Crow was Bruce Lee's son, and he was fatally shot by accident, we believe, by like a swig. I don't know. It's a squib that came out of the gun, shot him dead, and I think he shot either most or half of the film, so they kind of had to use some trick camera to get the film done. So there's been production problems on this thing for a while. Another segue to Shudder. I love you. Just learn more about The Crow and its issues on Shudder. There's a series called Cursed Films, and they actually talk about the Crow on there.
So if you
want to know more info about all this stuff, you can go watch it there.
Nice.
So I have a confession to make.
Oh, I'm scared.
I've never seen The Crow.
Oh, that's fair. It's
it's an underground
I've seen
movie.
Bits and parts.
Mm-hmm.
I had the movie when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
But I never really sat there and watched the movie.
Right. No, that's fair.
I feel like I need to see this movie.
Give it a shot. It's good.
It's still good. It is.
Yeah.
Really dark.
It's not
really weird.
I was gonna say it's not even like that it's good or not, but more the kind of pop culture thing of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some movies that I feel like every person who likes pop culture should watch, and I'm pretty sure this is on that list.
I would say yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, we should probably come up with a list of the most pop culture movies that someone should watch, in our opinion.
I like this.
Yeah, that's smart. That would have been a good one for episode 100.
Oh, look at that.
Too late.
We'll do it 101.
Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Star Wars.
The original.
Would you have to watch all of these Star Wars movies or just the original one?
I would start with the original.
No. My question is, for you to be like taken serious for pop culture, you have to watch all of them.
I got you.
1 through 6. So you can take part in the Sand People
or 9
memes, the Anakin memes and stuff.
Oh, you're saying 1 through 6 is your answer?
Yeah.
So forget about 7, 8, 9.
There's no pop culture about that. Nobody makes memes or nothing. It's all negative.
How about you, Sonny?
Yeah, you had to watch all 9.
All 9.
Yeah,
I would make the argument.
A little bit of
I would
punishment.
make the argument the first 3.
First 3.
You could argue it. You're gonna miss a lot of memes though.
I mean, yeah. So pop culture wise, I think it's interesting.
But Jar Jar is still the butt of jokes, and like Padme and Anakin.
Sure, but what has a more lasting memory? Luke, I'm your father. I know that's not the right thing. Or Jar Jar Binks and all those other memes.
Oh, for real? I am your father.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%.
I wanted to say that too.
And I guess to get there, that's why I'm saying the first 3. But man, we went on a tangent. What were
the first 3? Do you mean the prequels or the original?
No, the original trilogy.
Okay.
4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunately 4, 5, 6. But yes. Okay. Yeah. Those are absolute must. 100%. If you consider yourself in any kind of nerd, pop culture, or any kind of thing, you have to at least watch the first one to just understand or just experience it.
Oh yeah,
if anything,
definitely.
First one, the original Star Wars. But to kind of loop it back in with movies that you should watch if you're into pop culture stuff. Crow, give Crow a chance. Watch it. I think it still holds up.
10 Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice plug. Yeah. So
while
check
you're
it
there,
out.
watch Halo.
Oh, Halo.
Are you caught up on Halo?
I watched 1, and it's part of my nerd out.
So no, he's not.
Man. All right.
Yeah.
What are they on? Like 3?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming 3.
I have not touched it.
I haven't either. But I think we're done with that piece of news. Do the research and all that fun stuff for you if you're interested in the Crow. Then get back to us. Let us know what you think.
Let us know.
So, well, I guess I can feel it down in my plums that it's time for our nerd outs.
Down in my plums.
I'll go ahead first with my offerings.
Okay.
To the nerd world. I saw a lot of stuff, luckily, and so that. So I'm only gonna keep it to 3 films, and they're gonna be retro stuff that I was just sitting there going like, I haven't seen this in a while. I want to see if it holds up still. First one I saw is George A. Romero's Land of the Dead.
Oh yes.
This
And
is the smart ones, right?
Yeah.
I know they're all smart, but like the legit smart ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah, so this film is the 4th film in the Dead franchise from George A. Romero, the master of zombie films. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. And then he brought you the 4th one is Land of the Dead.
Can I ask why he's the master of zombie films?
He kind of set that standard and that goal for what zombies were. He used it as an allegory and just was really for when it came out, it was very visceral. It was very off-putting to a lot of people. It was like, oh my God, this is so terrible. Why did you ever watch this? This isn't entertainment. Because the original idea of the zombie could be traced back to the White Zombie film. Because zombies even in the silent film era they were like being controlled by Dracula, or they were something that were like an instrument of black magic. It wasn't what we see zombies are now. That wasn't until George A. Romero made Night of the Living Dead, where the reanimated dead corpse come back to life and seem to feed on the flesh of humans. And it's kind of one of those things of like when there's no more room in hell, the dead will rise type of thing.
I love that.
So that's where.
Did he come up with the head cutting off thing? Like that's the only way to kill him? Or destroy the brain or something? Yeah,
I think. If I'm wrong, go ahead and comment and send us an email. I have no problem. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I believe he was the first one, to be like, gotta destroy the head, hit him in the head. You gotta, gotta put him down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where like the idea of a traditional zombie has come from, was that film. It had such a big impact on not only film in general but horror more specifically.
Which one was the one that was underground, like in the nuclear?
That was Day of the Dead.
And that's second, right?
That's the third.
That's the third.
Yeah.
Second's a mall.
Dawn of the Dead is part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
First one is the black and white in the
correct.
house. Okay.
Yeah, and then Land of the Dead is the fourth one.
Wait, so Dawn of the Dead, the one that Snyder made?
Yeah, the one he remade.
Yeah.
Oh, he remade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he took it another, like he put his spin on it as well.
Yeah.
Making them run and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the more scarier things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scary
like,
shit.
Oh my god! I
the
had
one
to work
that runs
out now.
without the arm. The one that runs at them.
Oh yeah.
And Land. Yeah, we saw that in theaters together.
Yes, we did.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Love that movie.
I don't know how we got in, but yeah.
I think we were with your dad, I thought.
Oh, that explains a lot. He don't give a shit.
He likes to.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff though. Like the smart stuff was cool. It was very interesting the first time I saw that, because I don't know, it just showed them thinking and planning and stuff. That got scary.
It was cool. Yeah. It was. I mean, it's heavy-handed in its message. Very simple. Eat the rich, and that's what they do. So I don't know if it's hate for this film or just lack of like forgetfulness that this is even a film that a lot of people don't bring up when they talk about George A. Romero's stuff. It's usually those 3 films, and that's it. Like they rarely ever bring up Land of the Dead, and I think that's a shame. It's
I think so.
I'll definitely say it's the weakest out of all the 3, even with Night of the Living Dead being as old as it is. I think it still has really good parts in it. This one, acting is pretty stale. Some of the actors are not good, but John Leguizamo, I think he was really good in it as the bad guy. The main lead is kind of like a charming potato. Like,
yeah,
it's like
that's perfect. That's freaking perfect.
So
I like his sidekick more than him.
Yes, his sidekick was cool.
And then there's some really funny jokes actually in there that I like.
Yeah. So some cringy moments of like actors not knowing what to do, and zombies like getting these very perfectly timed kills, and like, oh no, I tripped and fallen. Blah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's cheesy in those aspects, but overall, I really enjoyed it. It's the practical effects are great in this. I think this is his biggest budget for a zombie film out of his films, because they had like a iron filled truck that fight zombies, something like that, called Dead Reckoning. They had like a little downtown setup and like the high rise and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The general synopsis of the film is when one of the higher ups in the nice tower that blocks themselves off from the poor people down below turn on one of their mercenaries. He decides to take Dead Reckoning and turn it on them, causing a zombie breach within the walls, and a lot of people die. And man, to me, I think it holds up very well.
Oh, it does. It's good.
Yeah, it's
I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite zombie movies.
Yeah, it's very fun. Great stuff. Like I said, the humor overall still holds up pretty well. Some kind of jokes don't land well now. Even back then, they didn't work well. So it aged perfectly, I guess. And yes, the smart zombies were really cool to see. Because we beginning of the film, we see them kind of continue to do their daily life stuff. One guy works at a garage and he pumps gas, so he just comes out and he just starts pumping gas because that's what he is starting to remember from his old life. That's what he used to do.
I think he comes out if you run over his little bell.
Something like that, yeah. Like
it's funny.
Something triggers it. Going, whoop! I'm an NPC, guys. Here's your gas. And when he realizes like, hey, my people are kind of dying out here because it's, and like you can even take it deep with it and saying like, there's black zombies, white zombies, girl zombies, guy zombies, but at the end of the day, they're zombies. They're like one united people. So he's like, hey, snap out of it. You gotta, we gotta just, we gotta start doing some shit here. And they learn how to use weapons and guns and
Yeah.
And they have some kind of strategy. It's kind of cool to see them kind of evolve because it does feel natural, especially like going from the first film to that one because they made a comment in Dawn of the Dead. It was like, why are all the dead coming to the mall? They're like, maybe this is the last thing that they remember doing in their life or something. It just felt like they're programmed to be here. Even in death, they can't escape it.
That was a cool spot. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, so they're learning. And then in Day of the Dead, we saw that they actually were studying a very smart zombie because he was speaking and learning how to interact with people. So it was a natural progression of all the films.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really cool. So.
And they're still stupid. I mean, it's not like they can snipe now. They shoot each other by accident or they fall off stuff or,
Yeah.
But they will follow this leader.
Correct.
And he's the one who he's more motivated like by revenge, if I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets annoyed that the humans drive by and shoot his people.
Right.
And it pisses him off and he's like just gathers what he can and they all follow him to the rich people town.
Is very much a Spartacus moment.
Yeah.
No. But no, it was really fun. Granted, the stuff that comes after this film is not great.
No, like Diary, right?
Diary of the Dead,
something else. I forgot
Survival of the Dead.
Those were pretty bad, dude.
I
couldn't excuse those.
Yeah, they were really bad.
Sorry, Romero.
Yeah, I think towards the end of his career, he just, I think he kind of lost it. He was like, yeah, I think this is really good. I'm like, no, it's not though.
He was like 80 years old though when he
he was up there in age, so I can't, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much for that.
But wait a minute, between 3 and Land, wasn't that like 15 years or more?
Yeah, it was a long wait.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to say we saw the cracks in the foundation, but again, there was some stuff that didn't really work well, and it still looks really cheesy. But I think overall plays into that campy horror stuff that I think everyone loved in the first 3. So, and then Tom Savini made a little cameo in there as well as a zombie, which was cool to see because he was really a very important piece in Dawn of the Dead where he did all the practical effects, makeup, and all that kind of stuff for it. And and as again, because they were like blue zombies in Dawn of the Dead, they wanted to do that to give it a more different style and feel to it. They wanted to make it feel memorable. So, blue skin and they're red, bright red blood that comes out of them. It's very distinctive. It's very like, oh, I know exactly what movie you're talking about when you talk about that scene. You know what I mean? So it was all very calculated.
Gotcha.
Like we had to stand down. We got to make it look different, make it feel like it's something, brand new again. So Tom Savini was a big part of that. Still a big name in the industry. You seen him pop up in things. He was Sex Machine in Dawn of the Dead.
Any opportunity to bring that character up.
Yeah. So he's a legend. So give him his props. But so that was Land of the Dead, guys. Check it out. It's on Hulu currently.
It's good, still, man. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's fun. If you even like zombie movies a little bit or kind of like them, check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. It's fun. Check it out. Following up to that, the next film I saw was a little film called Lake Placid. The original one with Bill Pullman.
And General Huck's dad.
Yeah, yes. Right off the bat, this movie is vastly different from what I remember when we saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Now
you guys saw this in theaters?
Yeah, I could tell you
we saw movies we never should have saw.
Unfortunately, we were at a funeral for a family member when we were there, and my dad, I guess, wanted to kind of take our minds off of it. He took me, Lalito, and probably a couple other kids to go to movies. We're like, hey, what's in theaters? Lake Placid. That
big
sure,
giant
that
alligators killing stuff.
yeah.
Let's do it.
It's a monster movie, sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we actually went to theaters, and then I remember we came back to the funeral home, and down in the basement there was a mural of nature, and there's a bear on a rock, and we're like, oh, the alligator's gonna eat him, because in the scene he literally pops out of the lake and eats a grizzly bear. I'm like, oh shit.
That's crazy how that. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So
I rewatched it like a while back, and I was like, I don't remember this being like this.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie is very it's lacking in the alligator department. He's rarely in it. And for good reasons, because majority of him, with the exception of the last act of the film, he's terribly CGI'd.
Yeah.
Vastly under.
It's like always in the dark and stuff too, isn't it?
No, that's the thing. Like they show him in broad daylight and it looks bad. And that's why they barely showed him, because they couldn't afford to make it look good. It wasn't until the end where they actually had a physical, like, animatronic croc that they actually used, and that looked great. It's fantastic.
That's what I remember.
We kind of had like a Jaws thing where, like, I don't think they could have used that the whole time, but they're like, well, we have it now. Let's do what we can and try to make up for all of this. This film is definitely carried by the cast, and they have to, with their jokes and their quips and their back and forth jabs.
Isn't it like a small town thing where they all have history and stuff?
Yeah, so it's like, so Bridget Fonda, I believe, which was the main female lead in here. She's from New York. She studies dinosaurs and stuff like that. And they go, hey, we got a case for you. They found this big ass tooth inside of a bear. I think it's a dinosaur. Go check it out. So she flies out to Maine, in the upper northeast region of America. And this is a really small town, and the lake is called Lake Placid. And she has to go out there, and she has, right off the bat, she's kind of a bitch.
She's stuck up or what?
Yeah, very. It's like basically calling the place like Deliverance, like you guys mad because I have clean teeth, or like because I like hygiene. It's like,
Jesus.
Like, damn, girl, relax. Now, she did go through at the beginning of the film. She finds out that one of her friends is having sex with her current boyfriend, and she finds out, and that's her boyfriend's her boss, the one that sends her out on a trip to Maine. So she was a little kind of upset to begin with.
Kind of sent her for a reason then.
Yeah, it was like, can you leave?
Keep her away. Yeah.
And she wasn't too thrilled about it.
God. That's what sucks, is like most of the movie is about that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah, and it is funny at some points, but sometimes just like, do you hate this woman? Do you just hate women in general? Like, why do you make her such a bitch? Like,
yeah, for real.
Like some jokes are funny, but then it's like, damn, you're just going hard on them for no reason. Absolutely no reason. And then the sheriff is really funny though. The sheriff of a small town is funny because he gives no shits. And then the Bill Pullman is the Warden Games officer. So he comes down and is like, we got to hunt this thing down. And he's very stoic and very like, hey, we got to do what we got to do. We got to kill this thing. Haha. And
he's like kind of excited by it though, right? He like actually wants to hunt it.
No, I don't think he wants to hunt it, but it's more like, hey, shit, I don't know what to do, but we're going to try our best. But the guy you're thinking of, and I have my phone. I could look it up, but it takes too long. This guy comes in. He's really into crocodiles. He goes everywhere where there's a case. He's like, this thing is, who knows? This thing could have been alive since the dinosaurs age. Like we can't kill it. We have to find it and trap it. And he's very eccentric and very out there. He's like, I want to sleep with every woman I can because women are beautiful and I love vagina. So he's very out there. I wish I was joking. He's always making sex jokes.
It's such a '90s movie. It's
Very
like
90s movie.
really like
Very.
stereotypical and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember renting this movie on pay-per-view.
Damn.
Pay-per-view. When it was still a thing. Now it's VOD. But I liked it enough. I won't say I'm gonna go watch it again. I was glad that I gave it another shot because it's been a while, and I was like, you know what? I remember enjoying it thoroughly when I was younger, and I haven't seen it since then. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, like I said, it's vastly different from when I remember it. I thought the Croc was in it a lot more than it was. One plus side besides the like the actual practical effects of the crocodile towards the end, the practical effects for the makeup and like the kills and the severed arms and all that kind of stuff is great. It's like top horror movie stuff. It looks fantastic. It looks real. It's pretty nasty sometimes, pretty visceral. I'm like, okay, I see where whatever budget you had, you used it on here. Because the movie's really small. Like takes place like on a lake. There's not much else to it. They're using all their budget. They're trying to use it as smart as they can. And I think for the most part they succeeded. It's very much like, again, like a Jaws scenario where like you don't really see the thing. You see it every now and then. It's not until the end where we can actually like physically see it being really cool. Kind of follows that line. So if you're looking for a cheesy 90s film to get your nostalgia filled of the 90s, because we kind of skipped over that in the previous like iterations of nostalgia. You know, we had 70s and the 80s, and we skipped over that to like the early 2000s. It's, you know, there's doesn't seem to be much love for the 90s, but currently.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you're looking for something from 90ish, kind of shitty, kind of B movie genre thing, this is not a terrible choice. Check it out, see if you remember it as I did, or if you know whatever. But it's a decent monster flick, decent cast. I mean, the cast is great, but the dialogue is a little rough sometimes. But I think overall it was pretty fun. They kind of kept that energy going. It was pretty cool. So, Lake Placid gets a hesitant thumbs up.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Yeah, it definitely won't be for everybody, but if you're willing to risk it and waste an hour 25 minutes of your life, or hour 30, whatever it is, enjoy. This is also on Hulu as well.
Okay.
And one more film. I would talk about two more, but one more is good. Ghost of Mars. John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie when I was younger.
Oh,
and I still love this movie.
Still?
I still love this stupid movie.
I don't know, man. I didn't
it's
like
so
it
stupid.
back then.
It's so bad.
It's
but I
pretty
love
bad.
it.
Is it the one with Ice Cube?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's so stupid.
Dude, it's terrible.
I
never liked it. What
it
the fuck?
had a young Jason Statham in it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'd be kind of interested just to see how he acts.
He acts just like he is Jason Statham, with a little bit of hair.
Yeah.
He was definitely going bald by this film. He's like, oh, I got my hair there.
No.
So,
Boy, there's a ghost over there.
There's a ghost over there. Ghost over there, man. We gotta look at it. I don't know why. I think he's New Zealand, but or Australia.
Where's my mate Sylvester Stallone? Oh wait, that's 20 years from now.
20 years later. But yeah, so Ghost of Mars is a weird attempt at some kind of action horror film. I think if they would have just leaned straight into the total action, it would have been a lot better. The story was weird. It makes very little sense. It's just one of those things like, oh yeah, there's ancient race of aliens, and they died, but they're like a ghost now, and their ghost is like a parasite, takes over people and kills any invaders of Mars, and we are the invaders now. Sure, okay.
I'm looking at the posters and images right now. Oh my god.
It's I don't know what year it came out in. If you can see it on there somewhere, I don't know if it's
2001.
like 2001. Okay, so it was like late 90s, early 2000s stuff.
Yeah.
Think of like 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship, like that kind of style of like horror. It's very visceral, very like like the ghosts that take over the people. They like mutilate themselves and have like jewelry, cutting people's faces off wearing this mask. It's very edgy. Very, it's the best way to put it. It's edgy, trying to be edgy, and
oh my God, I remember this.
my God, the cast is so bad, and the cast is, and also the acting's bad. It's really terrible. Like there's some good actors in there, but everyone just says this is an easy ass paycheck. Let's just do it and go home.
Pam Grier's in it. That's funny.
Pam Grier is in it. Not enough in my opinion. I think if anyone was definition of I'm getting paid, it's her, because she leaves the film really early. I don't think they had her for a couple of days maybe. It's like we gotta get the shots in and kill her. We gotta go. But I think I love it for that reason. That it's cheesy, it's over the top, it's dumb. The camera work is weird, the editing is weird, and I love that about it. It's just one of those weird ass little movies that if you're in the right mood or you're looking to have like a like people over at a party and you're drinking and like, oh shit, you gotta check out this stupid ass movie. Check it out. I know I keep talking shit about it, but I generally do love this movie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I generally love it, and it kind of.
You're crazy, bro.
Yes, I am. Like it just kind of solidifies more why I love John Carpenter so much, and why, as I think about like my favorite directors, because it's changed over the years, but there's been some constant people in there for like different reasons. John Carpenter's on that list of top 5 because
I love his stuff.
Because his whole career has been a fuck you to Hollywood, because he's just like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, because because I think this is cool. I think this is what needs to be told. These are stories.
Music soundtracks are very like unique,
fantastic, and he's still doing music for like films now, and he's doing small concerts and all that kind of stuff. He's really good with the music.
The concert I would like to go.
Yeah, I would love to go to one.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I mean, again, just look at his career: Halloween, Ghost of Mars, John Carpenter's Vampires,
The
Thing, all this great stuff, like
The Fog.
Escape from New York, and all this stuff. Like, and it's all weird, it's different.
I'm looking at the trailer right now. This definitely like it came out in 01, but it feels like a 95.
Yeah.
It looks just like even I don't know if he filmed it that way or he put a filter on it or something.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely like a 95 vibe, like almost like Escape from New York prequel or something.
It's funny you say that, because I have a little tidbit for you if you didn't know. This was originally supposed to be a sequel to Escape from New York. It was going to be called Escape from Mars. So it was going to be Snake Plissken on Mars trying to, oh shit, gotta go.
So Ice Cube is basically Snake Plissken.
Basically,
like the replacement.
Even has the pants, just
like
it says.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah.
He's got the pants, jacket,
the cut off sleeves, everything.
Holy crap. That is
Snake
crazy.
Plissken, baby. Yeah, and I something happened, or you couldn't get the funding for it, or something happened, or you know what? I think what happened was, again, I don't know the year it came out, but I think
the editing on
Escape from LA did so bad it killed any chance of having a franchise from Snake Plissken. So it was like,
looks like 95. Yeah, this is crazy.
It's crazy.
This might actually be worth a rewatch, even just to make fun of it. But
I think so. Rewatchables, do it. Oh.
Yep.
But no,
I'm surprised. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it, man. Again, it has that screw you attitude to it of like, I'm gonna make it because I want to. Why not?
It's almost like I'm gonna make it to piss you off so that you don't make money on it, and then I get screwed somehow.
Yeah. And then
it's like, why would you want to do that though?
Yeah, and then unfortunately, this film did kind of not pretty much kill, but definitely put it in hibernation. John Carpenter's career as a director for a while.
Yeah.
Studios were like, you crazy, dude. No, we're not giving you money to make more stuff like this.
Well, I think the industry was changing, and
Yeah, that's true.
I,
It was.
I mean, I think Spider-Man came out a year after this.
Yeah, and then I
You know.
think I think the 2000s when we saw the rise of like teen slasher films. So, we're trying to get away from that weird, different horror. Try something different and see if it works. Until like, well, this is a formula. It works. Let's do it, and let's do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, and horror kind of shifted away from blood and guts and gore to more like, again, suspense thrillers and teenage angst films. So it just, I think, came out at the wrong time. I think if this came out in the 80s, it would be like a cult classic. Just like this
Early
is a weird,
90s.
yeah,
Something
like
like
this is
that.
a weird little indie film that someone thought was really good, trying to make a good movie. Yeah, guys, and I think it just came out at the wrong time,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So, Ghost of Mars, it's hard for me to recommend, but again, if I think at this point, my taste when it comes to genre films, because I kind of have like two sides of my film love. It's like stuff that I think is genuinely a fantastic film, and then my garbage B film horror genre stuff that I love. That is like
Yes.
people look at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, so much, so much.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
for
definitely
sure.
on that side of it. So if you're interested or you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. This is also on Hulu as well. I decided to watch it because I actually have it on Blu-ray. So I'm like, you know what? Because I saw it on Hulu, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pop in the Blu-ray and watch it, and it was fun.
Damn.
So,
So you
yeah,
went all the way back to 02 for that.
that's right. So that was Ghost of Mars.
Ghost
I'm
of
not
Mars.
even gonna
This
talk about
is
the story.
this isn't the this is the John Travolta one.
No.
Mm-mm. Oh,
What's the
that
John Travolta one?
that's after. No, what is it?
Oh,
Battlefield Earth?
Battlefield.
yes, Battlefield Earth.
Dude, that
Yes.
movie is fucking stupid.
I was killing people if I could spell your name.
I watched
That
it
movie
once
was garbage.
when it came out. That was it.
Hot booty trash.
Hot booty.
But it is so bad that you might want to check it out again when you're high or drunk. It's pretty bad.
Oh jeez, I don't think I could even do it then.
So those are my nerd outs. I have plenty of other stuff, but I'll save those for the weeks coming up. So those are my main three topics. I talked long enough about that, so I'll move on and let you guys do your thing.
Manny, you want to
go? Sure, I'll go.
Okay.
All right, where to begin? I guess
boy.
I'll go with Jurassic World. I've been playing it to the point where I have Elden Ring waiting on my system, and that is just not being played because every time I want to jump on my Xbox, and I think it's going to be the time to play Elden Ring, I'm actually playing Jurassic World, and I find it's super super calming. The
like
graphics are pretty good. Yeah, it's you're legit just building your park. But it's calming because you kind of have to problem solve. I've said this before, but it's a game that has me, and I'm glad that I'm paying for it. So far, this Xbox has been a pleasant surprise.
What, Game Pass, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, so it's on there?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I want to try it. I've always wanted to try it.
The other game that's on there that I've been playing or I'm trying to play is MLB The Show 22. Mm-hmm. So this is the newest version of MLB The Show. And that kind of goes into like a two-parter nerd out because since baseball season started, I always get pretty bad at the beginning of baseball season and just kind of like get lost in it. Like watch games, be rude, and just bring my tablet everywhere. And I'm watching the game, and you're lucky you have me here, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Recently went to like home opener. That was awesome. Haven't been to home opener, man, since 2019, I think.
That was this week or what?
Yeah, that was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Cubs won, so that was awesome. And then I know we're going to a game in May, so that's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Especially because it should be a good one. But yeah, I mean, I just get lost in the whole thing. It kind of sucks because MLB kind of had that strike, and that kind of killed the fun for a lot of this. But at least the game is going on, and season's happening, and yeah, I'm happy so far about that.
Yeah.
And then I guess last but not least, I can't remember another one, but I think the last time we talked, which was 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I started the show Severance on Apple TV Plus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which Apple TV Plus's layout for MLB games, awesome. They just signed that contract for Friday games.
Nice.
But I get off track. The Severance show is super unique, man. Like I don't remember seeing something like this. Ben Stiller produced it. He directed like the first 3 episodes or something like that. Adam Scott is the main person in the show. He's it's antagonist, not the protagonist.
Protagonist.
Let me see who else is in it. There's faces that you recognize, especially John Turturro, who was recently in the Batman. He's in it.
Turturro, yeah.
Turturro?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Christopher Walken is actually in it as well.
Walkens.
Yeah. So it's a
Really?
very unique show, like I said, where I don't want to give up too much, but basically you work for this company and you agreed to separate your work brain and your personal time brain. So when you leave work, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't remember what happened during your work time.
Yeah.
And vice versa with personal time and stuff like
that's
that.
weird.
So basically when you leave work, you come back to work. It's kind of one of those things.
So think of it like this. You go in an elevator, you blink your eyes, that's it. And now you're back
Do you
home.
know about this show, Sonny?
I saw the first episode.
Where?
I saw it at a friend's house. It's like, hey, you guys should check out this show. Come over. All right, cool. I'll check it out.
But yeah, it's basically that. So your Audi, I think they call it, gets to live the normal life because it doesn't click until you get into the building and you get into the elevator. So your Audi remembers to go to sleep, wake up, like do their normal stuff. Then when you get to the building and you take this elevator, boom, your innie turns on. And that innie has a completely different set of memories. It's still you, which is unique. And everyone in this show so far, well, Adam Scott, you mainly follow Adam Scott's character. But you could see a real difference between his Audi and his innie kind of thing, kind of character, which is super, super well done. I think this will probably win Best Drama, maybe.
Damn.
And there's enough twists and turns where like, what's going on? And I've I flew through it. So I have 2 more episodes. I was gonna watch episode, I think 7 or 8 yesterday. I think it was 7. But I just couldn't stay up, so I knocked out.
Is there only one season right now?
Yes, and it did get renewed for season 2. Before even the season finale came out.
Did they like volunteer for this, or were they forced into it?
You have to watch the show. Because that's part of the show.
Right.
And that's part of the fun of the show where you have to you're kind of figuring out with the characters what's going on. Because the main characters that you know that you mainly root for are as lost as you. It's like the bad people that of course know what's really going on. But yeah, it's
I gotta try that.
It's a very, very well done show.
Yeah, it's pretty
very
intense.
well done. Yeah, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a great scene with Adam Scott. He's in his car, basically breaking down, crying. He's like, "Oh, fuck," and
then he's like stuck in this work loop. or whatever.
And
No,
and then
no.
not even that. Like
okay.
and
Never
then
mind.
like and so you see him walk into the elevator and you see that switch like automatically. It's like, oh, he's no
Oh,
longer
okay.
like he's a different person now. It's really good scene.
Like the
I see.
innie wants to be at work.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like the most productive, like happy to be there.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
And then this is where the show starts taking place and all that.
Yeah, it is. I believe it's like a sci-fi thriller,
100%.
basically.
Okay, I was gonna
Is the
say it's
best
like
way to
Total
put it.
Recall
Yeah,
sounding
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So like if you're looking for like a straight drama, it has elements of sci-fi and stuff like that in it. So just be aware of that as well, which I think is a good way to explain it.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up on the rest of it if I can. But the first episode was pretty good. It was really solid. It grabs you. You're really engaged. You're just like them. You're like, what the hell's going on? I have to know.
Yeah.
Because this is weird.
Yep.
But that's it. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
That was my note.
Good.
I'm trying to play more video games. I'm trying different ways to play more video games. Like I got the Razer game controller for your cell phone, so I can
like Game Pass stream and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and it works pretty well, actually, which is pretty fun. The only
awesome, man.
The only complaint I have is that the screen's too small for some things, like for Jurassic World, for instance. It is just too small sometimes.
You need to like zoom out and see stuff.
Well, no. Like there's something that shows up on screen, and it's like I said, it's like too small. Like, what is that indicator?
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
But other than that, it's pretty good. I for MLB The Show, I'm kind of stuck between, do I want to buy it for Switch because it's the first year that it came out for Switch? Do I want to buy it for Switch? And the reason why I'm thinking about this is the first year that it's completely, almost 100% cross platform. So if you buy it for Xbox, you could continue whatever you're doing on any other system, which is, it's pretty cool. Nice. You could also play other people, like people who are playing on a Switch could play with people on Xbox, crossplay.
Nice.
So I'm really thinking about it because that game, I can play hours and hours of it and just kind of get stuck with it. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to hurry up the season and play it on my Switch, and then done playing on my Switch, I could jump on my Xbox. Because I really want that suspend play. That really helped me. And I feel like that's kind of necessary for a game like this because I think you can save in the middle of a game, but it's not the same for me where I can just turn on my Xbox and boom, I'm back in it, or turn on my PlayStation. So I kind of have to make that choice on what I want to do. So I'm probably going to be fighting with that decision.
Yeah, I hate that, man.
And I think now I'm done.
Okay. I'm going to follow up on what you said about Severance. I just finished Servant, which is Apple TV exclusive, right?
Yep.
I just finished season 3, and I've been watching since season 1, and I believe, with season 3, I caught up to a point where I was watching it weekly, and it is an M. Night Shyamalan project, and you could definitely see it in the cinematography, and obviously like the creepiness and the mysteriousness of it. That's all kind of there. So you get his tone throughout, even though he's not like directing every single episode. But I think the first episode, it had a really good hook for me, where I was definitely had that feeling like you were saying about Severance, where you're like, what the hell's going on? I got to know more. So all of that happened. I don't want to give too much. I guess really it's just about this couple who had some sort of trauma happen to them within their family, and now they're dealing with this servant who's really just kind of like a babysitter that they hired, or I don't remember how exactly, if they hired her or if she kind of
shows up.
She shows up and it's just too
But they
perfect
need
for her
her
not
too.
to. Yeah, it's like she fit the bill for what they needed. Like I think even before they could try to find someone, like she was just too perfect and showed up at the right time. It does take a while sometimes to figure out the point, but I think enough weird stuff is happening where it's still interesting. And when you do get those little clarity moments where it's like you start to figure out what's happening, but then you don't again. So that it's kind of like a recurring theme. Like there's no real answers right now, but a lot of weird stuff keeps happening. And I mean, I really enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. And I believe they're saying the next season's the last one, and that's probably like who knows what, like a year away.
It's on 3 seasons, right?
Yeah, yeah. They just finished the third one.
Wow, so it's gonna be 4?
I think Shyamalan said he wants to finish it at 4 or at 5. I can't remember what he said, but he has a definite end for it, and it's not going to go for too long. And then I'm terrible with his name. It might be Rupert Grint, right? The boy from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, who's playing Ronald Weasley?
Yes, there you go. I really like him in this. Like I don't think I've really seen him act outside of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I found him
Same.
pretty funny and pretty. He's one of my favorite parts of the show. I like
Did
it.
you watch this with Nicole?
No, I didn't. I just watched it on my own. But I think
What made you finally pick it up?
I was trying to get into Apple TV, and I was just browsing all the different stuff. I tried the first episode, and then that's it. Hooked me.
Nice.
Thought it was pretty good.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh, what do you think about Apple TV so far? I know you probably haven't watched a lot of it, but what do you think?
I think I just like how they aren't trying to explode you with too much content. Like it seems like they're more deliberate. Like they're like, I know this one's really good, so check this out. I'm gonna put this on the platform. And there is a lot of variety, but then again, you might only have 2 or 3 shows to watch total, and then you're waiting a while and stuff like that, which I don't have a problem with, but I think the quality has been up there with everything I've watched on there. And it's more like when I watch something on there and I don't continue, it's not because it's garbage. It's more because that's just not for me. It's just not something I would normally like or whatever. So I think everything on there is really good quality.
Hey.
So Servant, I would check it out if I was you. Give it 1 episode, and I think you will want to keep watching. I was definitely like, I said out loud WTF after after the first step. I was like, what in God's name is this? I was definitely hooked. So that was good. I watched Nightmare Alley. I finally got around to watching this. I think, where was it? Was it HBO?
It's on HBO and Hulu, both.
Yeah, so I might have watched it on Hulu actually, but not that it matters too much. But
Yeah.
anyway, I finally got around to watching it. I know we're all fans of Guillermo, and yeah, it is a little bit long.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's a good movie. There's a point where it turns, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this to turn into this kind of movie.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. I did find it interesting, the whole like grifting culture.
Yes.
Where they're talking about how to con people and all that kind of stuff. The ending was interesting. I don't know. I'm having trouble like saying too much about this because I did like it. I don't know what to really. I can't give it like the biggest recommendation, I think.
Right.
But it's not bad in any way, of course. I thought it was really beautifully shot. It was, all the cinematography and the color tone and the sets were the production design really high quality, really impressed me with all the circus stuff. But I thought like that didn't go far enough. Like I thought that would have a bigger impact on the story. And it's like those characters come back later, but nothing ever really comes of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
no, I do.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean overall it was good. It's just it's hard to recommend, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember when I talked about it, I think it was just Manny and I when I did that episode. I don't think you were on that one. I talked about it. Just kind of elaborate from that. The story itself is very basic. It's a very straightforward rise and fall story. But I do like that it is set in the background of carnies and the I forgot what they're called, like mystic people, like the let me tell you a future, or I can help you speak to the dead kind of thing.
Oh right.
To set it in that setting, it was really cool and different with that story. And the film itself is gorgeous, and I think what makes the movie worth watching is the man who made it. Because if it was if he wasn't the director, it would just be a very basic, straightforward movie. The rise and fall, and having him with his twist makes the movie worth watching at least once. But again, it's hard to recommend because if you're not a fan of him, this is going to be a very basic story, very straightforward, maybe not even good to you story.
Sure.
It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I think it is. And I listened to like all the press and podcasts leading up to this. And the way he talked about it, I mean, he made it seem like really profound, but it doesn't come across when you watch it. Like it's like you said, it's kind of basic.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that played into it, but it's worth a watch. I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. What's funny is like this reminded me of something that happened to me in high school. Where I got grifted.
You got what?
I got grifted.
Please do tell.
I had this friend in gym class in high school, and we became what I thought was good friends. And one day he like learned that I like video games, so he's like, during class one day he's like, "Hey man, my friend works at GameStop, and he can actually get 80% off any new games that come out. He's like, if you want, dude, I'll hook you up or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, give me like a list of some games and I'll see what I can do. So I write them down. I'm like supposed to be paying attention in class. I'm writing these games down. I pass the list to him and I'm all happy. And like, he's like, "All right, man, I'll let you know tomorrow." So tomorrow comes, he comes back and he gives me a price on like 5 or 6 games. I think he said like maybe $50 or $40, something like that. And for a high school kid, that's kind of a lot, like I remember like borrowing $1 for like fries off kids in freshman year. So
shit. Yeah.
So $40-$50 was like a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's like, if you want, you can go with me, and we'll go there. And then if you don't mind, if you give me a ride home, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So after school, we get out, we get in the car. He wants to go, I think he wants to go like from Berwyn over to Brookfield.
Okay.
But on the way, we stopped North Riverside for GameStop. And he's like, "All right, man, I'm going to run in, give me the money, and I'm going to run in and talk to my friend because he can get in trouble. He could lose his job for..."
Be quiet, dude.
Dude, I swear to God. And I'm like, this is my friend. I trust him. I'm like, I'm going to see him tomorrow anyway at school. And I was like, I just went along with it. I'm like, yeah, okay. So he goes in, he takes a little bit, he comes back out. He's like, yeah, man, his boss was there right now. He's not able to do it right this minute. He told me to come back later tonight before he leaves for the night or something like that. So then I give this motherfucker a ride home, and on the way I'm like, I was hungry for something, and I was like, "Man, like are you hungry?" He's like, "No, I'm good." He's like, I'm like, "Are you sure? I mean, you're helping me out with the games. I'll just buy you something." So I buy him food. I take him home. The next day comes, he's not at school. And like another 2 days go by, he's never came back to school. So what I think happened is he must have moved or something, or he dropped out or something. I don't know what, but he knew that was his last day. And he was working this little con with me, like, oh, I know this motherfucker's hungry for games. So he makes the story up. I give him $40. I give him a ride home, and I buy him a hamburger. And so I hope that he is a geek right now over there, like chewing on chickens or something. Because you know what, man, fuck you. You grifted my ass. And it's funny because like at the end of the movie, I just sat there like thinking about this. I was like, that motherfucker.
Wait, what movie?
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley.
Oh my god.
So,
That movie brought some dark memories, huh?
But I was like, no, because it made it more interesting. Because I was like, dude, these fucking con people, they just sit around thinking about shit like this. Like, my mind doesn't work like that. Like, I don't try to screw people like that. So, like,
Yeah.
I find it fascinating, and I also find it like you're an asshole. So, like,
Oh, 100%.
so I'm watching this, and like at the end, I start thinking about this story. I'm like, damn, dude, I wonder if that guy's like a geek now. He's like, he's at the end of his rope, and he took my $40, and that was like his big con of his life. It's just being stupid, but it was funny.
And you gotta watch the movie to understand what a geek is, and it's like,
Yeah.
it'll make more sense to you.
Yeah.
Watch the movie.
Yeah, but stuff like that like kind of skews your perspective though, because I mean, something like that makes you less trusting, and you also your view of the world is different, and it wasn't just that, but other things have happened, you know, as you grow up, like just normal stuff, nothing crazy or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you become skeptical of everybody. But anyway, that was that. I have 3 more, but I'm gonna be real quick.
Sure. Go ahead.
Halo Episode 1 is free on Pluto TV.
Pluto.
I was watching Pluto TV. They actually have some good movies on their movie channels, stuff that I would watch, but they have too many commercials, so I just couldn't keep doing it.
Right.
But I switched over to, I forgot what the channel's called. I don't know if it was a Paramount channel on Pluto, but they had Episode 1 of Halo for free. So I figured, let me watch it. And I checked it out, and I think the quality's there for the action. Like the introduction is a big action scene, and it was pretty brutal, surprisingly brutal. You get some pretty cool Master Chief stuff, and then I would say that when the story actually starts, it definitely grinds to a halt. I wouldn't say it was boring, and I wouldn't even say it was bad. I think it's worth to keep trying to watch it, but I know so many people are pissed off about it, but I think it wasn't that bad. It's like, I don't know, I know people were mad because Master Chief took his helmet off right away, and I don't know, I guess that's just not what they had always envisioned all this time, I guess.
Right.
But I found it good. I like the guy they picked actually for Master Chief. I don't know, like physically he's a big dude and stuff like that, and he looks like a military guy.
He's from Den of Thieves.
Yes, the Den of Thieves, the bad guy from there.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I believe, isn't he Liev Schreiber's brother?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Sounds right, but you know.
But I like him. I was already a fan of him, so I was okay with that choice. Anyway, Episode 1 I think is worth a watch, and maybe keep going if you liked it. I think it was not bad.
All right.
So yeah, it's free on Pluto. So I think that's a good deal. Go check it out for free. But then it kind of sucks because if you like it, then
you gotta get Paramount Plus.
Yeah. I also watched Rob Zombie's 31.
Oh yeah.
I love Richard Brake. That guy. I've liked him ever since Doom, the Doom movie, back with The Rock. Like that's when I got introduced to him. Yeah, and he has such a face that's so unique. And he was in The Mandalorian recently. He was in that Tremors movie that you were telling me about that was actually pretty good. He was great in it too. He's such a good character actor, man. He's just perfect. Like I just really like him anytime he shows up in anything. The movie itself is very typical zombie, like people. It's kind of, I believe it is a continuation, or maybe it isn't, of the Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
So you said 31?
Yeah, 31.
No,
No.
it's its own thing. Yeah.
It has that vibe.
Sure.
And
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like killing and craziness ensues. It's worth a watch, I would say. I can't believe it's from 2016. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's on Prime, so if you want to check it out there.
Nice.
You have to be in that mood though, because it's dark and grim and killing and stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I actually kind of liked it. It wasn't bad.
Good.
All right, my last one. I read a comic book. I read Beta Ray Bill, which is like an old Thor villain, and it's written. I don't know if it's written. It might be written by and illustrated by this guy named Daniel Warren Johnson.
All right.
Check him out on Instagram. He has a really, really unique art style. I love his art. Like, he's one of my favorite comic artists in a long time. And he also does a YouTube channel where he does like sketches and stuff. So he really goes in depth about his work. He also did a really good Wonder Woman story not that long ago. But this story is about Beta Ray Bill, which is kind of like a C-list character within Marvel Universe. He is a cosmic character, and he's kind of like this big, ugly horse guy that almost has a uniform, kind of like Thor. And he has like this magical hammer. Yeah. So basically, he had the hammer that he got was from Odin, and it allowed him to transform back to his normal alien self, which isn't that ugly horse monster thing. And so his whole quest in this story is to be able to do that again, because the hammer is now destroyed by Thor. And to do that, he kind of finds Odin, who is now no longer the king of Asgard because Thor is now the king. And he tells him, well, maybe if you seek out the sword of Surtur, you could have enough magic to basically transform or something like that. So he goes and he goes on this quest, and it's got that cool art style that really is the main draw point for me. And there's a lot of action, and there's some funny characters he runs across. He goes with that one guy, Scourge, if you guys remember him from Thor Ragnarok, the film.
Yes.
So he finds that guy, and he's like he just wants to fight all the time, and he's funny and stuff like that. And then his ship somehow becomes alive and stuff. So he's got like this weird crew with him, and he basically has to go into the depths of wherever Surtur is from and retrieve the sword. And so it's really cool. There's a lot of imagery of him going through like this hellish, I don't know, dimension to get this sword. And really, there's some really big splash pages that are really nicely done. So, and it's a quick read, man. It's not like really dialogue heavy. So you're just enjoying the art and kind of a cool story. So I thought it was good.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
When something has really good art, it does make the story somehow better. More tolerable, even if the story's basic. The artwork really does mean a lot.
Yeah, and this guy, like I said, man, check him out, dude, on Instagram. His art is freaking awesome.
What is his Instagram tag exactly? Or
I'm doing it right now. I'm just typing his name, Daniel Warren. Daniel Warren. Oh, Daniel Warren Art.
Okay.
And so you look him up, look through his photos, see if you like his work. He does a lot of different genres. He has like a wrestling comic, Sonny. And I think you would like it. I've seen some of the cover art. I've never read the books, so I don't know if they're good, but the cover art has like these iconic type of like moves, like suplex or something like that. And I just like the way he draws a lot. So anyway, that was pretty cool. You check it out. It is pretty awesome. There's a really cool one. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Whoa.
I think you would like that that image. But he also did this really creepy cover that stuck with me for a while. It was like where Juggernaut was.
Oh, this guy. I do follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot. Where he was like choking Colossus or something, but the
Yeah.
expression that he was able to do on Colossus, I was like, holy shit. Like it just felt hopeless. I thought he captured that really well, and it's always scary when you get that reaction out of a character who's powerful. Like Colossus is like, really big and tough. So if he's worried or if he's about to get his ass kicked, then you're more worried and stuff like that. So anyway, that was it. A lot of nerd outs for everybody, I think.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yep. So that, my fellow nerd and nerdettes or nerdlings or however you wish to be called, I don't know yet. That'll be the end to the main show for now. We are going to get into spoiler talks for Moon Knight episode 1 and 2. If you haven't watched them, have not caught up, pause this video, audio, Spotify, whatever you listen to. Pause it, watch them, come back, listen to us ramble on about our thoughts about it. Or if you don't have the time until next week, just you can call it here, and we'll see you next week for episode 101 of Three Nerds on a Sunday. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Instagram, Facebook. Three Nerds on a Sunday, just straight, no underscore or anything like that. Give us a like, subscribe, rate, do all that good stuff. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, questions, comments, concerns. We're open to everything. Let us know, and we'll catch you next time. And we'll give you a couple seconds here to log off before we start into spoilers. So you have been warned. Heavy spoilers are ahead. Travel into the world of spoilers with us. We take you on a magical journey.
Did you rehearse that?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
Okay.
Fueled
by ranch water.
Yeah, fueled by ranch water, baby. You can tell I watch a lot of movies. I just start spewing off shit off the top of my head. So we are getting to it, guys. Disney Plus original Marvel's Moon Knight episode 1. I Enter the Sandman. So I guess your first initial impressions of the first 2 episodes. What are you guys feeling? Positive, negative? You like it? You don't like it?
Positive. I'm having fun.
Yeah, for not knowing the character, I'm also having fun.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm a little surprised. I was ready to be disappointed.
I enjoy it. I'm not an expert in Moon Knight in any means, but I do know a little bit about him, and I do like so far that they are capturing part of who he is. The whole split personalities, multiple people in his head. Because in the comics, I think at a certain point they were like, "Is it a god from Egypt, or is he just freaking nuts?" It's really hard to tell. He's a more violent Batman, 100%.
Yeah.
He definitely has temper in the comics as well. He's not afraid just to bash your face in with his bare fists because you looked at him wrong. He's always on edge. And they're capturing, and obviously with Disney, they can only do so much with that type of story because it gets dark at times in the comics, just how brutal and like sad it is. Because again, there's times where he has no idea if he's truly experiencing any of this or not. Like it's kind of heartbreaking sometimes when he's just like, Jesus, should I just shoot myself, man? This is fuck.
Yeah,
some
weird stuff.
Yeah, so it's crazy, but so episode 1, we are introduced to Oscar Isaac as our main lead, and he wakes up is really weird because he tends to chain himself up to a post in his house or his apartment or his flat, and the bed is surrounded by sand, mainly because he's found himself sleepwalking. He'll just wake up in random places, or he'll lose days and hours of his life, whatever, because something's happening. So he figures, oh, good, there's no footprints on the sand and everything, and we just kind of see he's like a lot of this stuff. He's very meek, very quiet. He's he's not very absurd. If people walk over him all the time, really give him any respect.
Nope.
And he just continues to have these little things. He's just like he's like blipping out of his reality, and he just wakes up and now, I'm in bed, or it's Sunday, even though I swear it was only Thursday. He starts to lose days and stuff like that, and then he wakes up. So I want to say somewhere like in Sweden or Norway or somewhere in the North Atlantic area, and
something like that.
And just wakes up. He's fallen out of a window out of a castle, breaks his jaw, basically pops his jaw out of place, goes, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh yeah.
And he is getting chased because he stole a gold scarab from wherever he is, and we see Ethan Hawke's character for a split second, and that's the very first thing we see when the show starts. But this is when we actually see him interact with people and have lines and stuff like that. And he works for another Egyptian god. I forgot what the god's name is.
Ahmed, I think.
That sounds correct. The names are going to get me.
That's Hawks
right now.
That's Ethan Hawke's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, correct. Okay, cool. And
I forgot he was there for a second. And then he showed up. Like, oh shit.
And Ahmed is like justice of the scales, and like he has this ability to like be able to judge them. Oh, you're a shitty person. You gotta die. Sorry. Or oh, you're a good person. You deserve to live and see the future. And then I really like what they did here with the action in the first episode, because there is no action. Essentially, he just like he blacks out and wake up, and we see that the car in front of him is full of just gunshots from him, and he has no idea how it happened. And it was pretty cool to see. It was different. The car chase was fun.
Like how he like wakes up and he's driving backwards and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
It was really cool to see that. And we go through all that, and he wakes up. And, oh shit, that was all dreams. Woo-wee, man, that was crazy dream. Goes to his job at the museum where he runs the gift shop, or he's a cashier at the gift shop. And then we realize Ethan Hawke's character shows up, goes, "Ha, I found you." Oh no. And he summons I forgot what they're called. They're like, if you've seen
like those jackals.
Yeah, the jackals. Like if you've seen the Mummy, the
I
Mummy
knew you
Returns.
were gonna say
that. One of those hell dog creatures.
Yeah.
So that's that's basically what it is. And then
absolutely.
And then essentially the episode ends with us seeing Moon Knight's back in his cape, and kind of see him in his suit beating up this jackal dog. Walks to the camera, face to black. That's the end of the first episode.
Good summary.
Overall, I think the first episode was good introduction. It made you think. It kind of had you wanting to more. And then when I saw the suit, I'm like, oh, I just want to see more of that. Just show me. Oh, you bastard! You left me on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, you got me hooked, because I want to see more now.
Yep. That was a great ending.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke is a great actor. Always has been. Always will be. And I really like him in this, because again,
awesome.
he's very subtle with his speeches. He's not flamboyant. He's not over the top. He's not angry. He's like, listen, man, I'm trying to help you. I could get angry. I'm not going to. Just work with me, or else you'll die. I don't know what to tell you.
He's very like reserved monk kind of guy.
Yeah, I like it.
I love his performance. He's really good in it.
Yeah, and he likes to walk around in sandals with glass shards in it. So that's
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's crazy. So every time I see him walk, I'm like, dude, you walk so much in this show. It's only the first episode. Stop. It hurts.
And I like the little touch is that when you get close to his feet, or there's something in episode 2 where he does something, and you kind of hear the glass in the shoe.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I
didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's very, very faint, dude. Like if you're not paying attention, you can miss it. But Yeah, it's like, oh, shit. I forgot you got that in your shoes. got in your sandals.
I didn't even hear that happening. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, it's crazy how calm he is, given that he's stepping on glass like that.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac too is great. He's
really good.
He really sells that paranoia feel of like, it's like, am I crazy? Like he genuinely comes off as the man who's like scared for his life because he's like, is this real? I don't know what's going on. I'm losing days and weeks of my life here, and it's terrifying.
I like it. It kind of reminds me like of some of those. Which one is it? Machinist. Kind of like that a little bit, where he's just so out of it. Like it's just you can't even understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty intense. So, trying to think here. So what did you guys think of the first episode overall? Was this a really good introduction to the character? Like, did it hook you, or was it like, I kind of wanted more of this, or this or that?
No, I mean, I was always going to stick it out just because I'm a fan of the character.
Sure.
So there wasn't much they could do to make me not watch it.
Okay.
Unless it was god awful.
Yeah.
Like 1 out of 10 or something.
Yeah. How about you, Manny?
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. I was always going to watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. So I think, man, you said a little earlier, you don't know anything about the character or know next to nothing about him. Frank, would you say you know more than the average Marvel fan about Moon Knight, or is it kind of
really.
like base level?
I only read the 2005-ish David Finch run.
Okay.
Which dealt more with what's his name, the Mark Spector personality, and he was just more like a PTSD vet, operative kind of character.
Yeah.
And they dealt a lot with his service within wars and stuff like that. And he was super dark, and he was just all about beating people down, really brutally. But he was more like his suit wasn't manifested like in the way it is in the show. It was more of a physical suit. And so it dealt with more of the personal trauma, and I would say like 80% that, and then 20% Khonshu stuff. So that was my only knowledge of it. So I kind of knew Mark Spector, and I knew the Khonshu stuff, and that was really it. I mean, I don't know a lot of it, to be honest. So yeah, I probably know very little.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think because I can't name any bad guys from Moon Knight. For life of me, if you tell me who's the greatest bad guy, I don't know. Depression.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
Himself,
but I
don't know.
Yeah, like but he is one of those characters where you see him around, you just know what it is, or at least you have an idea. He is very iconic in his look. So I think it's one of those cases where you have essentially a blank slate. You have a really good base story, but you can do something with it. There's no major ties, I think, in general for Moon Knight, as again like a Batman or a Spider-Man, where we have a lot of expectations.
Yes.
And they expect more because of the nature of the character. And
definitely,
I do like that they are leaning towards his like origins of like split personalities, anger issues, and like when we get into the second episode of like, is this real? Is he dealing with gods? And it's like, I don't know. It's a little, it's iffy. Are you just crazy?
Yeah. They did a good job of that in the first episode.
Yeah.
Definitely like making you question how much of it is real.
Yeah. And I was worried. And I say that because I typically don't like psychological thrillers, because it's one of those things where like, oh, it was like a dream within a dream, or it's not real, and it just makes me angry. I don't know why. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. There's something about like like psychological horror that doesn't really do it for me, because at the end of the day, it's not really real. Like the whole point of the story is to get, to make you feel paranoid, but at the end of the day, oh no, it was all real the whole time. Usually,
okay.
Not all the time. I don't know. It just feels like kind of like how I feel about like a prequel. Like I know how it ends. There's nothing you can surprise me with. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. I don't know. Kind of like that feel. But I did like it in here because as we get in the second episode, they were still doing that in the beginning of the episode, but then we kind of so far kind of established no, this is real. It's it's there's a lot of shit going on, so it's not in his head. I mean, it
like
is.
The jackals start like actually affecting things in the real world.
Yes, yeah.
Like for a second, I was like, oh wait, it isn't there. Right. I was like, what the hell? Like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
So what I really like is the God versus God aspect.
Yeah.
Where it's like the philosophy of Amit, who is to punish before you do something wrong. And I love how Steve, I think his name is, the personality who works in the museum. Yeah. He's kind of like
Steven.
Steven, yeah. He immediately picks apart that philosophy. He's like, so you would just kill a kid then because he might do something bad in 30 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting that because at first when Ethan Hawke explains it, like I don't know how much of it is him being a great actor,
right,
or how much of it is not thinking for yourself or whatever. But I was like, oh, that sounds reasonable. And then Steven's like, wait a minute, so you would do these terrible things? You don't. How do you know that's really going to happen? And
yeah,
I just think it's really interesting, the two philosophies there, and it's like two gods trying to accomplish the same thing, but in two different ways.
Yeah.
And because of that, they have a reason to fight. And I like that Ethan Hawke's character, he's like, oh, I used to be an avatar of Khonshu, and he's like telling him you don't have to listen to him, and all he's going to do is bleed you dry for one more mission, and stuff like that. So I thought it was really cool, really interesting how they did all that in the second episode.
Yeah, and I've always liked that concept of like conflict of like free will versus predestination, destiny, I guess. Yeah, destiny and all that kind of stuff. Because it's like, yeah, you could have killed baby Hitler and judged him and saved a lot of lives, or is it the circumstances in his life that made him that way?
Yeah.
Like, like if you just put him in a better home, with different parents, you know what I mean? It's like
you should go you should go read Cosmic Ghost Rider. Or maybe it's called something else, but I'll find out for you. But basically it's like it's the Marvel version of what you just said about Hitler. Like Cosmic Ghost Rider goes back in time to go kill Thanos when he's a baby, and like there's a whole exploration there, and it's a good comic, dude. But that's some interesting stuff. Like whenever they did that.
I think even the X-Men are doing. Oh, I haven't read it in a while, but they like have like I don't know if it's a clone of Apocalypse or like an offspring, and they're
X-Force.
like, they're like, hey, let's put him in the school. I think we can teach this kid to be good, but the kid like is dealing with this like the fact that his father or whatever it is Apocalypse. Like he is the end. He is the end of everything. He's in charge of the Horsemen, and he kind of deals with that fact a lot. And like so, like that's cool. They don't really touch on it enough in the comics. I think, like I think it's mainly in Wolverine and the X-Men, but it was like I love that kind of like story or like that Pacific conflict. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and, definitely.
And the conversation that they have at his little cult lair is really interesting to me. I thought it was really cool. And it just proves more that gods are, well, like the ancient gods of like Greece and Egypt, they're just dicks. Like,
yeah, they do some evil stuff, man.
Khonshu is just like, listen here, bitch. You're going to keep doing what I tell you to do. Or I'm going to take your girlfriend. I'm going to make her a Moon Knight. In your face.
Yeah, he's kind of goofy sometimes. Khonshu.
It's kind of interesting who's the bad guy. I mean, obviously we know who's the bad guy, but And then the whole thing with Khonshu doing that's kind of weird. So that's unique for the MCU.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is great. I think I'm watching this more for Ethan Hawke than Isaac.
I could see
for
that.
now. But how Hawke does his bad guy, super interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see him snap or get pissed off. Like I don't think that's gonna be good for anybody.
Oh yeah. And
I'm looking forward to this show. I think there's only 6 episodes. Is that true?
That's what I've heard. It's gonna be a short one.
Okay.
And we're already too deep.
Yeah.
And probably what you'll see at a lot of Comic Cons coming up is the not the armored cape suit version of Moon Knight, but the white suit version of Moon Knight, which looked really good. I was not gonna lie. I'm like, this boy's styling and profiling.
Yeah. I love how they explained it too. Like he just kind of got confused. He's like, the suit? What suit? He's like, what are you wearing? He's like, oh, I thought this was what I should wear.
He's like, no, the ancient ceremonial armor suit. Dum dum, not a actual suit. Damn it.
He's like, oh, these poles. What are these poles for?
Yeah. Yeah, that was surprisingly pretty good scene.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we come to find that the Jekyll monsters are only visible, I guess, from what I understand, that anyone who's in contact with one of the Egyptian gods, like I think Ethan Hawke can see it. Maybe it hasn't really been established that, but
probably
Stephen as Moon Knight, as the Avatar of Khonshu, can see the Jackal, but no one else can.
Right.
And that was a big factor in the first episode and the beginning of this episode here, where they check the video camera footage of something happened, and he's like, I was chased by a big demon dog, and it's like, no, you weren't. You're a liar. And it was like, damn. So that was pretty cool. The action was fun too.
It was good.
I think the suit's majority CGI when he's moving around.
I think so.
It's or the cape at the very least is CGI, because it does look a little weird when he's running doing hardcore parkour, but
it does.
It looks good enough, and
I guess they kind of explain that it's, I don't know if it's physically there, or I guess it is, but there's something supernatural about it, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's like
a summoned suit.
Yeah, it's like armor basically. So he looks a little more stiff and rigid in his movements, which works.
And he could like take more damage, and he could hurt things more.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
He's really strong, quicker and faster. So it's cool. He hasn't used his sticks yet, but I'm waiting for that scene. And it is one of those things, like, I guess kind of think of it like Get Out, where only one conscious entity in his head can take full control. The other one is kind of locked in this weird negative space, where like he had like they can only see each other through mirrors, and when they're not doing that, they're like just there, and they gave an explanation, and it did sound pretty torturous and like unsettling to the point where like, that's god awful. I don't want to go through that.
It was like a throwaway line, right? He was like, even if you tried your hardest, you could only be like a scratch on the back of my neck or something like that.
Like a fly on the wall.
Something like that. Yeah, it would take all your willpower to be a fly on the wall, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was cool. I like that description.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I love, again, like we're touching on the alter ego of Steven. Like, is Steven the actual Steven, or is this guy, or what's going on? Like, and I love their interaction when they see each other in a mirror, where we see that temper side of the alter ego of Steven. Like, he's very angry. He's very wants to start punching things. Like, he gets mad,
he's like frustrated, right?
Yes, he's frustrated all the time.
Yeah.
And they make that example where he's fighting with Steven, who Steven is in I call it the mirror world. And he just gets frustrated. He just starts beating the shit out of this mirror because
right.
His first instinct is just to hit something, because he was a mercenary from Vietnam. They do say that, like, and they apply that basically he was dead and he was resurrected from Khonshu to be his avatar,
right?
Because of his nature of his work, and he's a warrior, and he will do whatever it takes to get done. And again, like I love that idea of it, and then find out that if he does step down as the avatar, his girlfriend is the next candidate in line, so she would have to go through all of this suffering, just like he did. And so he's like, damn it, I'm stuck, so I gotta do what he wants.
Screwed.
Yeah, so
I like it a lot, actually. It's really good.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little worried about that stuff, but it does seem to be working. And I love that at this point they kind of confirmed, no, this is real, guys. It's just, might have some twists and turns, but
I'm glad it's something different. It's still superhero, but it's definitely really different. And I like it.
Yeah.
You need a break sometimes, it's just, so much of the same. Even though they're good and everything. I enjoyed Spider-Man. I've enjoyed the Disney Plus shows for the most part, but this is like a nice change.
Yeah, and we're not in the U.S. where the first episodes take place in London and some other some other places, and it just feels different. And again, like all the psychological stuff, it does add something to it. Looks and sounds like a Marvel movie. Don't get it twisted, but just the elements and the themes that they bring up, it does feel different, where it's not like just cookie cutter, same thing, good guy versus bad guy because you're evil and I'm good type of thing. There's a lot of gray space in this story so far.
Yeah. And like I was saying, like these two gods want the same thing. They're just doing it differently.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of cool about it. Does make it kind of gray.
Yeah, it's like I shoot you with a gun, but I think it's better to beat someone with a bat to death. Well, I mean, you could kill him. Yeah, but which one's the best? I don't know.
And that was kind of interesting how the way Hawk. I don't know his character name. Sorry, but the way he explained as far as like Khonshu does it too late after somebody innocent has been killed already. He's like, then he acts, and then it's just too late, and he doesn't want to go. He doesn't agree with that way of doing it. So
yeah, he's very reactive, not proactive. So very cool.
Good stuff.
I'm waiting for the drop where it just becomes another standard Marvel beat 'em up. But right now, I do like the beginning of this more than I have Wanda and Loki. Even I enjoy Hawkeye for different reasons, but even that, I think this has a better two first episodes.
I think so.
Majority of the shows. I still like Winter Soldier and Falcon a lot, but Moon Knight might edge it out.
I feel like the pacing is better here.
So far,
I feel like they have a little bit to learn from too. Like they learned from the other shows.
Yeah. Yeah, this is moving really well. It doesn't feel rushed. It could come off that way, but I feel like it's moving really well. It's not speeding up or trying to catch up or whatever. It feels like it's moving at a good pace. So
yeah, I think so too. I'm kind of curious if if Steven is gonna become better at being Moon Knight. Like he's gonna be the suited version, but he's gonna handle things in his own way.
Yeah.
And maybe he will break the mold, I guess, of how it's been done or something. I don't know. But
no,
I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because it is gonna be interesting. Like how do you make Moon Knight a hero in the Marvel universe? How does he get there from being a split personality of an avatar to a hero?
Right. And maybe Steven has the key to that because he's not a mercenary. He's not ruthless and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
it's gonna be interesting.
He will maybe use it in a different way than Mark would.
Yeah.
Or even the predecessor would. Ethan Hawke's character.
Yeah.
I just looked it up, and it was 47 minutes and 52 minutes. So it
Oh,
felt shorter than that. It honestly felt like maybe 30 minutes.
I felt like they could have done more. Yeah, it felt like there wasn't enough time, but it
Yeah.
worked.
But I like it. It's
But
good.
yeah, it's cool.
Can't wait to keep watching
enjoy
it. I'm really enjoying it. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I would say, yeah, go check out some of the comics. I mean, the David Finch run, like I said, is darker. There's also, I just rented one from the library. It deals with is this real or not real?
Mm.
And it's called Lunatic, and it's where basically he's in an insane asylum, and they're trying to get to the bottom of if is he actually an avatar of Khonshu, or is he just crazy?
Right.
And so there's a lot of good Moon Knight comics out there, but yeah, those are the two that, or I'm only familiar with the Finch run, and then right now I'm trying to read the next one. So when I finish it, I'll bring it up as a nerd out.
Yeah, please do.
Yep.
Any expectations for the rest of the season, or anything you want to see more of, or you just kind of whatever happens kind of feel with the show so far?
I'm going with the flow.
Yeah, I think so. I don't want to like put anything into it really.
Okay. Clearly fair. 100%.
It seems like he's above street level though, like what I'm familiar with. He was more street level and beating up bad guys. It wasn't like he was fighting supernatural enemies and stuff like that, which I think in his earlier runs he would always fight bigger and like bigger threats. So this one seems like it's not like a street level Luke Cage kind of, or Daredevil even kind of character.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Depending on how the show pans out, it's good. Like, can he fly? No. Can he do these certain things? No. Can he punch someone in the face? He can do that really good. You know, it's pretty interesting because I think he is considered, and I think he should be considered part of the street level type of heroes. Because I see him fighting alongside Blade and Daredevil and Iron Fist more than I do Thor or the Eternals. So
totally.
Yeah, so we'll see how it plays out and where he fits into the universe. Because, I mean, selfishly, I want which is happening. The oh man, I'm blanking on the name. The supernatural group of Blade and Moon Knight and all them. The Black
Midnight
Suns, Midnight Suns. Yes,
yeah.
the
I would
Midnight
love to
Suns.
see that. Yeah.
So
that would be great. Then.
Yeah, and they and they tease Blade at the end of the Eternals with the Knight character.
What they did?
Yeah.
Wait,
oh my god!
You know this?
Yeah, we talked about it.
I haven't seen the Eternals.
But we told you.
Yeah, but I forgot. Unless I witnessed it with my own eyes, then I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you did witness it with your own eyes.
No, dude, I haven't seen the movie.
No, but we sent you the scene.
I probably didn't watch.
You son of a mother.
Wow.
Well,
because I want to see it like I don't want to see it like that. You know, like in a clip on a 2x2 inch screen on my phone.
Okay. Okay. If you say so.
Is Eternals worth watching or no?
I still haven't watched it.
I think you should watch every MCU movie once.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it.
Unfortunate, yeah.
I started watching it. I was just like, I don't even care.
Yeah, I still am waiting and hoping that I get around to watch it real soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait, but it just doesn't look appealing to me.
Yeah. Well, Midnight Suns has some really crazy characters like Ghost Rider and.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, all the dark guys basically. Yeah.
Yeah. All of them. So again apparently the show is still working, still moving forward. Blade is making some progress with the Ebony Blade and stuff like that now in effect. I again, I called it then. I'll just say it now. I have no basis other than it happened in the comics that Dracula, that Dracula will make some kind of appearance, or a Dracula type of character will be in the future for the Midnight Suns.
Okay.
Dealing with Blade, stuff like that, because the Ebony Blade has a lot of history, and it's tied to a lot of things. It's really cool. So the character, and again, I'm just blanking on names today. Black Knight, I think is his name is Black Knight or something Knight.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Knight. He wields the Ebony Blade, and in the comics, Dracula actually uses him for the power of the Ebony Blade, and they fight vampires alongside Blade, and it's really fucking cool. I love the paranormal side of it, so Moon Knight would fit perfectly in the Midnight Suns, which I think he is in the Midnight Suns. It's like like Lady Bloodstone, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Blade, obviously, and a couple other people.
Cool, though, man, to have all those supernatural guys together.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited where this could lead to, because he's dealing with gods and creatures and jackals, so he fits perfect in that world, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So we're all, as you can kind of tell, we're all pretty in very positive spirits of Moon Knight. This might have the best chance to be the best series, in my opinion, so far of all the Disney Plus shows that they put out, even more than Captain Falcon, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is my personal favorite. I think if they continue with this trend, I think Moon Knight could take that spot as the best so far. So
I think so. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. Maybe we'll see a big dragon at the end. Who knows?
Jesus.
Shang-Chi.
That was cool. I love that movie. That was a good one.
Very fun. So, final thoughts on 2 episodes, I guess, or anything you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah, thumbs up. I can't wait for Wednesdays now.
Yes, Wednesdays.
It's a hump day oasis.
Hump day. Yeah. Well, so it gives a little more time to finish that up, because Obi-Wan has been pushed back 2 days, something like that. So
end of May or something.
Yeah, so it's I
not
think
too far.
I think Moon Knight will end just like before. Then we'll have like a small little gap between Obi-Wan.
So
yeah, so we're definitely excited for episode 3. We'll definitely talk about it next week on the show. With that being said, guys, I think we've reached the end of our 100th episode of 3 Nerds on a Sunday.
Yes.
I feel it was pretty filled, and a fun little story by Frank getting grifted. That was a really good story. Join us in for what hopefully we can do 100 more of this, and just bring you more entertaining stuff, and maybe naturally grow and stuff like that. And we're still looking for a logo. New logo. Anyone who is legitimate and is an actual artist instead of scammers, let us know. Contact us on Instagram. We are willing to pay to a point, obviously. And stuff like that. So we are looking for the logo.
Yeah. No grifters, please.
Yeah, no grifters, please. No more stories. Let us know, or if anyone you would recommend to us, like, he does like Joe Rogan's podcast, whatever. Whatever.
Jesus, dude. Really?
It's Joe Rogan.
So
I don't know. That logo was probably created like 12 years ago.
Hey, it's still working for him.
Yep.
So thank you guys for listening to another episode. Again, we are on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us there. We drop the shows on Sunday. Please give us a listen, like, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Spread the word. The 3 Nerds are on the rise. And with that being said, thank you for listening. We will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.